Running social media ads, but you're not getting the results. You might be doing better than you think. I hear it so often. People saying, I tried Facebook ads or Instagram ads and they just didn't work for me. And the chances are you just gave up too soon. Most people, when they run social media ads, they'll run one single ad and it'll be to pre-save your music or listen to your track, and it's just not enough to be able to get people to just stop what they're doing and go and listen to your music. You actually have it harder than product. Products, all they really need to do is get you aware of the product or the brand, and that's it. When you walk into your next TV store and you saw an ad for one of the products and it sticks in your mind, then they get the sale. For music, it's different. You need to get people to listen to your music. So it is more difficult and it requires a different strategy. For music, you just have to accept you're not going to get people to do what you want on one single ad. You need to have layers of ads and have a full strategy. And if you haven't watched my ad tutorial, then I suggest you go back and watch that before this video, because that will take you through everything that you need to know about the ad manager and how to create effective ads with multiple touch points to get people to do what you want. And we see it so often that people just think they need to get people to listen to their music at least once, and then suddenly people are going to fall in love with that 4 seconds of a track that they heard, become a fan of the artist, and then buy tickets to the next gig. It's not going to happen. You need to at first get awareness of you as an artist. Then you need to hook people in, and then you can start to get people invested in you as an artist, whether they become a fan, buy your merch, ticket sales, or just stream you on Spotify. So you need to have about 7 touch points before someone becomes a true fan of your music. And you need to engineer your ad strategy in order to do this to be successful. And these people who are constantly running this one single ad, they're just looking for comments, likes, and followers. And you've got to understand that you've got to be giving something in order to get that in return. So for example, if you're looking for followers, then you have to be having a strategy in order to get those followers. There's no point in running an ad to get people to go and follow your account based on the quality of your music if the quality of your content isn't good enough. So you have to understand the end objective and then work backwards from there. People are selfish. They want something from you. They want something from everyone. So if they go to your account, they're not just going to give you a token follow because they liked your music. They're going to want something out of your content. So they're going to scan your content and see if they want to see more of it. If they do want to see more, they will follow. So if your content is not there, then of course you're going to be burning your money on ads if you haven't got that end goal in place first. But what I want to talk about in this video is the metrics that you are using in order to measure whether your ads have been a success. So a lot of artists, they will look at the likes that they got, the followers that they got, or the comments, but it doesn't always make sense to be looking at these 3 things. Let's take comments, for example. So you're running your music video as an ad to a specific audience, and you are looking at the comment section and you're not getting many comments, and you think that might be a bad ad. But the truth is, not many people will comment something positive on a music video that they like. So the only things people will do is a positive comment. That's very rare for a music video, especially on Facebook or Instagram, or tag their friend. And that is quite rare because you only really tag your friend and stuff that is just relatable or funny. And some artists get so disheartened by the comments on their ads, especially on their music. And the reason is that if you don't have these positive comments, then what's left? You've only got the negative comments. And people are negative because you are essentially taking up space on their feed. You've bought space on their feed. So they're quite cynical about it. But these are literally just the bottom 1% of people. But if you've got no positive comments to balance it out, then of course it's going to look like that your song is terrible because people are just commenting negative things, telling you that the song is shit. So when it comes to comments, just delete them. You've got the power to do it. It's your Facebook or Instagram account. Just delete the comments that don't work for you. Don't delete all the negative ones, because usually if there's one negative comment, it's got a few likes, then that person is representing all of the trolls who are going to leave a negative comment. So just leave one of them maybe, and then delete it later on when your music video has picked up more traction and maybe a couple of people have engaged with it. So maybe you aren't just focusing on the visible metrics and you want to go to the ad manager to see how the raw stats are telling you your ad is performing. And the first thing that Facebook Ad Manager is going to show you is your cost per 3-second view. And of course it's going to show you that, because firstly, it's going to tell you that you've got 100,000 views for such a small amount of money, and one view equals 3 seconds. So of course that number is going to be high. You paid for that. And secondly, cost per 3-second view is always going to be low, and it's a metric, especially with music, that is completely useless to you. So your cost per 3-second view is useless, and what I would prefer to look at if you just wanted a quick stat is your cost per 10-second view. That will tell you how good your captioning is in terms of enticing people into the video, and also show how effective the beginning of the video is to get people to watch and take notice of it. But here's the twist. I don't mind having a higher cost per view. So if you go to all of the marketing tutorials, Facebook ad tutorials, they will tell you a cost per view, the lower the better. And yes, that does make sense if you have a brand, but you're an artist, and I've talked earlier in the video about those touch points. You need to be able to spend money on getting people to invest in you as an artist. So it's not just about awareness. So if it was just about awareness, it makes perfect sense to want the cost to be as low as possible. However, if you want people to watch a full video, then the cost per view is going to be higher, but you're paying a premium for a lot more control and a lot more attention. So yes, it may cost more to get people to watch. However, if those who do watch get to the end, then it's going to be a higher cost per view, but they got to the end, so it is more valuable. So what do I mean by this? So if you come up with a clickbait title to get people to watch your music video, and they only watch the first 5 to 10 seconds and realize it's clickbait, you're going to get a very, very low cost per view. But you may want to pay more and have a title which explains what it is and why people should watch the music video, and your cost per view is going to be higher, but your watch time is going to be longer. So the longer your watch time, that is more value and more awareness and more investment from this potential fan in you as an artist. And this is where people say, well, Instagram ads and Facebook ads, they're very expensive for what you get. But there is no other product or advertising platform in the world where you can retarget people. You can control these people and make money from them. So if you get a radio play or you get a Spotify official playlist, you can't retarget those people who have listened to your track. Facebook ads and Instagram ads, you know those people and you know who they are. So when you've got a show in their local area, you can advertise to everyone who you know has heard your music, and that is so valuable. So yes, it may cost a bit more for people to be aware of your music, but you make it back in the power of being able to retarget them and sell them things like merchandise, ticket sales, or just go and follow your account for more credibility and organic exposure. So using the example of a music video as an ad, I would much prefer to use video percentage watched to see how effective the ad is. And what you can do is you can see either how much you've spent or the overall number of people who have seen the first 3 seconds of the ad, and see what percentage of them got to 50%, 75%, 95%, 100% of the video. And then you can divide that number by the amount you've spent, and then you can get your cost per 75% watched. That to me is something that is of significance, and that is data that you can use to decide whether your caption was good, whether your music is good, and whether it is a good investment. So you can run and test different captions and see how much it costs to get people to get to that 75% mark. And then you can retarget all of those people who got that far. So you're not wasting all of your money on retargeting people who only got 10%, 20% through the video. They're gone. They weren't interested in your music. But the people who got 75% the way through the video, they were interested in your music. They got halfway through. So there must have been something there that they were interested in and wanted to see. So that means that when you retarget them, that's where you make your money back, because the cost per retarget is going to be lower. And that is where you get all of those likes, those follows, and those comments. So through this video, you've probably been wondering, well, if I'm not going to get likes, comments, and engagement and follows, what's this all been for? And the retargeting is where you do get that stuff. So people are more invested in you, and the more ads that they see and the more content of yours that they consume, the more invested they get. And that's when they feel invested enough to engage, and they start liking the content, and they start commenting, and they start sharing it because they are invested. And then suddenly here comes the positive comments, because you know that the only people seeing this video or this piece of content are those who like your music. So that is why it's okay to spend a little bit more, and that's why you need to choose the right metrics, because you get all of the benefits later on, and they are much stronger benefits. And this data that you have is an asset to you as an artist, which you can keep using forevermore in order to monetize your audience as well as grow yourself as an artist. So to conclude, you need to work backwards. Find out what your end goal is, and then work back and engineer it so you get to that end goal. Don't worry about that first layer and all of those metrics and trying to get it cheaper, because they might not be in line with that end goal. So maybe you do want video views. Maybe you want to get more followers. Then in that case, you want to be looking, instead of watch time, you're going to be looking at the frequency. That's the number of times people are going to see your ad. Or perhaps you've just run a meme as an ad because you want to get people to listen to your music and you don't have a music video, but you want to make people initially aware of the first 30 seconds of your track, and you're going to link the track below in the comments, then that works too. And for that, you could use 10-second views. There is no right answer. It's only up to you, who knows your objective, knows what kind of funnel you've created, and then that's when you know what metrics you can look at. I advise going onto the ad manager and then clicking new column, which is found on the very, very right. And you can see every single stat that is available to you. So there are honestly about 50 to 100 different stats that you can use to measure your success. And you can even see how many people have gone to stream your music or gone to your website. Like if your distributor has something like show.co, then you can put a Facebook tracking pixel on it, and it will tell you everyone who has gone and streamed your music. And that could be an end goal for you. It could be the beginning if your content is on your website that you're driving people to. There is just so much data, so I do recommend going and exploring and deciding what kind of data you want to use to measure your success. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more music marketing videos like this that are in depth, then do subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.